I have some questions. This is the most beautiful thing I've ever made. I feel like trash. It has to be ninja. I look like a frog. Ribbit. Excuse me.
It's game time and I'm up one. Name something I ain't done. Name a body that's my type. Air Jordan, I'll take flight. I'm next level, I'm franchise.
To our winner, Rene.
Good morning, buff babes and bros, and welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Rene, and I'm an IFBB Wellness Pro, and I want to welcome you to my Monarch series. So basically, this series is about evolution, transformation, and a lot of personal development. So last month we were on mind, this month we are on body. So we're going to be focusing a lot, obviously, on the body. So this is going to be a little bit different than you would think. It's not gonna be like super workout based, but it's going to be how to nourish your body, how to move your body different, how to connect with your body in a different way that you might not have. So in theme with that, today we are going to do a full day of intuitive eating because that's what I've been doing these past couple of weeks, and it's been working really, really well for me. Also, the PDF for the Monarch calendar that you can actually follow along with me is going to be down in the description. You could just download it. It's super easy to follow. So, I don't have beef with intuitive eating, but I have some questions. So, for someone like me who has struggled with a binge eating disorder from the ages of 15 to about 22, and I'm 25 now, so I've been healing for about 3 years, and it's going great. Intuitive eating is confusing to me because I have spent so many years almost frying the wires in my brain that let me know when I'm hungry and when I'm not, because when you struggle, trigger warning, I'm sorry. I talk so freely about this that I always forget to like do a trigger warning, and it's like, I apologize. But if you struggle with an eating disorder, that's what we're gonna talk about right now. But for me, for so many years, I lost that wire in my brain. I didn't lose it, but like it just got really foggy, is what I'll explain it as. So when we're kids, we eat when we're hungry. We don't eat, or we stop eating when we're full. And it's just natural, and we don't really think about it. But then as we grow up, things happen, diet culture starts to come into our lives, we start really realizing our body, and we wanna start changing it. People might make comments and make fun, and that's where it starts getting confusing, and our eating habits start to change, and we start eating less, or we start eating more than we should. So for me, it was restricting and then binging, and that cycle was from 15 till 22 until I realized it. So intuitive eating is really just eating, you know? Like that's how we should just be eating. And it's crazy to me that we've had to come up with a new label for it because of just how we've got it all messed up through the years, you know, with social media, with magazines, with diet culture, all these things telling us how we should do things, when really we should just be eating when we're hungry and stopping when we're full. So for me, that's been really challenging. So I have actually been trying to like relearn how to eat again. And yeah, okay. So this morning, I woke up and I was supposed to go and do cardio this morning, and I really like just felt trashed. Like, you know, when you wake up in the morning and you're like, I feel like trash. I was trying to figure out if I was gonna go and do cardio or if I was going to like just sleep in. And I knew that I know myself, and I know that I thrive off of waking up in the morning and moving my body as soon as I can. So I was like, okay, well, I did a little check-in, and this is also like intuitive training and intuitive, whatever you wanna call it. So I checked in with my body, and this is how I do this with the training. I ask myself like a series of questions. So I'll be like, okay, are you being lazy, yes or no? And I was like, well, I feel like I'm being lazy if I go to sleep. I don't feel like I need more sleep. I was like, but my body is hurting. And then I'll ask myself, okay, you know, on a scale of 1 to 10, like how painful is your body? And then I answer that, 1 being not at all, 10 being a lot. And I'm literally doing this while I'm in bed, like trying to figure out what to do. I'm like, then the last question that I usually ask myself is, okay, I'll like imagine myself going through like the cardio session, and I'm like, can I actually do it to the best of my ability without further hurting myself? Like, would I wake up the next day and be like in even more pain? And I was like, I think I would, but I still want to be active. So after asking myself a series of questions, then I knew, okay, I want to move my body, but I can't do cardio to the best of my ability. So I am going to go to a yoga class. So I went to the yoga class, and it was literally the best decision that I could have made. I was able to like connect with my body in a way that is really difficult for me. Like, you guys know how chaotic I am. And if I can do yoga, you definitely can do yoga. And I think the thing is, when people go and do yoga or they do any kind of like meditation, they get mad at themselves when they have thoughts pop up. And that's literally like what's supposed to happen. Like, your mind is supposed to have thoughts pop up. It's just doing its job. And all you need to do when you're in yoga or meditation to get a little bit better at it is just recognize the thoughts. It's almost like you imagine them as clouds. And the clouds are just going to float, and you don't get mad at the clouds for floating across, because that's their job. So I went, and it was literally the best thing that I could have done. So yes, that's how I intuitively knew what I was gonna do for training today. And I might not even go and work out today and lift. I'm just going to listen to my body and see how it feels, and then make a decision later. But right now we're gonna have breakfast. I look like a frog when I do that. Ribbit. Excuse me. We're gonna make breakfast, and this morning I had a big dinner last night, so I'm not feeling as hungry as I usually am in the morning. So I don't think I'm going to be able to like really get eggs down or like any protein, like whole foods is what I'm talking about. So I'm thinking about making a protein shake for breakfast, and I'm gonna add like some oats in it and my greens and my reds. You'll see, excuse me again, sorry. Okay, step number 1, plugging your Ninja blender. It has to be a Ninja. We've already talked about this, it has to be Ninja. My shake, and I wanted to tell you guys kind of how I go about figuring out how hungry I am and what I'm in the mood for when I'm trying to be an intuitive eater. So the 2 questions that I usually ask myself is like, okay, what is my body needing right now? And usually I'll kind of just sit and think, and usually for me it's either sweet or savory. And today we went for the sweet route. And then I'm also gonna ask myself the question of like, well, how hungry am I? So like I was saying before, I can tell this morning that I was like, I'm not as hungry as normal, so it might be harder for me to get like the whole foods down. So I'm gonna go the shake route, because when you drink it in a liquid, it goes through your system a lot quicker than like having the protein, like turkey or chicken, like sit in your stomach. So those are the 2 questions that I ask myself when I'm trying to figure out what I want. I'll see you at the next meal. Okay, y'all, it is time for meal number 2. So I am feeling a lot more hungry now. So I'm going to have turkey, eggs, and oats. I know it sounds weird, but you guys, this is my favorite meal when I'm feeling like extra hungry and I want to feel satiated. Usually I do beef, but I didn't make beef this week, so I have my oats right here. And usually, I mean, I'm just gonna do however much I'm feeling because I am just listening to my body. I'm gonna get a little bit of water and put it in the microwave. Oh God, I'm so excited to eat this. I love it. It's just so filling and so nutritious. You get your carbs, you get your fat, you get your protons, and guys, don't knock it till you try it. Savory oats is the way to go. I'll see you at the next meal. Guys, I'm feeling a bit snacky, so I'm gonna get a sniggity snack, but first, I want you to see how beautiful and aesthetic my fridge is. Are you ready? Oh! Sorry, that was terrible. But look at it! Look at it. Look at it! It's so beautiful, I could cry. Okay, got my little fruit cup. I just put some cucumbers in it, some strawberries, and some grapes. I like green grapes, yellow grapes, red grapes, and some seaweed. One packet is 25 calories. I love having these around the house and like rice cakes around the house for whenever I'm feeling like snacky and like instead of going immediately to like get a bag of chips or something, which I don't keep in the house because I know myself and I'm gonna eat the whole bag. So I keep like these little packaged ones and I always keep like cut vegetables and fruit and everything. Honestly, I'm just gonna show you guys what my fridge looks like because yeah, this is easier. Okay. So in here I have my fat-free cheese. I already have my pre-cut onions and this needs to be moved forward so that it's perfectly aligned. Yes, I'm psychotic, I know. And right here we have already cooked turkey, already cooked and ready to go potatoes and shrimp, and then I have my salad mix, and I usually put this on a bunch of different things. I have usually 2 different kinds of fruits. This week I wanted strawberries and grapes, and then we have some avocados, and then back here I have the pre-cut, what is that called? Cucumber, and then in here I have my fat-free cottage cheese and my Greek yogurt. We got some on deck energy drinks if I don't want to mix a pre-workout. Got my eggs up here, my water, which I need to fill. Lemons for water, and then in here we have vegetables. So this had some more ready to go mushrooms in it. And then back here I have some tomatoes and extra cucumbers that aren't cut. But yeah, that's basically, go in there. It's my fridge. Got my greens powder, and then over here the rest of my powders, boop, boop, boop. And this is how crazy I am. I have to put it in this order, white, tan, red, because it's aesthetic and it ombres. I need to see a doctor. Okay guys, we are back in the kitchen and I'm going to make another meal, and I was craving a poke bowl, but I deleted my DoorDash apps and my favorite apps because I didn't want to use them anymore, so I deleted them. So now I am forced to make my own from home. So we're gonna do that. Honestly guys, this is the most beautiful thing I've ever made. We have some white rice here, we have some cucumber, green onion, I have salad mix, half of a baby avocado, some seaweed and some shrimp. Like, I didn't think I was gonna be able to do it this good. The only thing that would make it better is if I had sriracha sauce, but I don't. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this full day of eating. And the last thing that I wanted to kind of talk to you guys about is lately I have been really struggling with my body and having body dysmorphia. And if anyone has ever dealt with that before, it is definitely real fun because you just can't look at your body realistically, basically. And you just kind of make up things. So I have just been struggling with it a lot lately, but I've been doing better at handling when it comes on. So for example, like if I'm looking in the mirror too long, if I'm picking at myself, if I'm looking at old pictures and just like picking at myself, I know when I'm doing it and I make sure to stop it immediately and either replace it with thoughts that I want to feel about myself or just completely stop doing the action. Like I stopped checking the mirror so much because when you're a bodybuilder, a lot of bodybuilders end up struggling with this because you see your body get to like a super lean point that a lot of humans won't ever see their body get to. And once you start putting on body fat and turn into a regular human, then it's hard to see your body differently again and how it was naturally. So I'm definitely doing a lot better with it than I have in the past, but it's still there and it still happens a little bit each time I go back into eating normal foods and normal amount of calories. And you know, there's just a couple of things that I like to do to help me with that. And that's one, like if I'm not in the mindset to be like staring at my body in the mirror, I just don't. And because I know that if I do, then I just find things that are wrong with it. So right now I'm just like, no, I'm just gonna not do that. And then I also put like little sticky notes on the mirrors that also help me and remind me. They're like, stop body checking, or you look great, or you look fine, or literally just staring at my body in the mirror and being like, I look amazing, yeah. And I literally will do that, and it's just the funniest thing. But sometimes you just have to do that. You have to tell yourself the things that you know are true, even though if they're hard to believe in the moment. And look, sometimes you're not going to feel or truly love your body. And I think that so many people try to force themselves to love their body when sometimes it's like, okay, I might not now. I don't need to be overly excited and just love it, but it's but being okay with it is progress to me. That's the kind of beef I think that I have with loving your body, is that it's not as easy as people think it is, you know? It's like, yeah, just tell yourself you love your body, and it's like, well, I feel like I'm faking it. And yeah, sometimes you do have to fake it a little bit, but I think sometimes it's just okay to just be okay with your body. You know, just, what's the word that I'm looking for? I can't think of the word. It's like non-emotional about it. Like you're not, yay, I love it, it looks great, and you're not like tearing it down. It's like, it's okay, you know, I'm gonna be all right with it, and I'm doing the things that I need to do so that I can feel more confident in it, and that whatever that looks like for you, like not checking the scale so much, not picking at your body in the mirror, you know, and just like, the thing that really got me was that people will see me in public still, and they make comments about my body that are very positive and very nice, and I still am like, what? And for me, I was with one of my friends I think I was with Kendall or Gabby the other day, and I was like, this is just proof that like I straight up have body dysmorphia. I was like, people see me and they still see me as this fit person that like they admire, and they're like, the girl I think literally looked at me and was like, oh my God, she's like, you look awesome, you must work out a lot. And like in my head, I'm like, I look terrible. I was like, oh, my back fat is sticking out, you know, and what we do to ourselves. And she was looking at me and she's like, oh my God, you look incredible. And the thing is that we'll never see ourselves realistically. And think about this, we are only gonna see ourselves as reflections. I will only ever see myself as a reflection. I'll never get to see what other people see. So just some food for thought, something I've been struggling with lately, but I've been doing things that I need to do to get a little bit better with it. So comment down below if this is something that you want me to talk about more. I am gonna be posting a podcast on this topic soon, so check that out. And as always, I love you all so much, and you are more powerful than you think. Bye!